you much?
No, they didn't recruit me much, but there's no hard feelings there. I'm just here at Iowa, and I'm excited to play them. So.
Okay.
You grew up more a Michigan or a Michigan State fan, or?
No, I always grew up a Michigan fan. Yeah, I never liked Michigan State, so.
So that makes it easy to get ready for this game.
Yeah, no, it definitely gets it easy. Yeah, exactly. And knowing Coach Parker played there too, it also gives you a little bit of fire to want to beat them. For him too.
What's he say about Michigan State?
He says they're a good football team. They have a great quarterback. They got Oregon State staff. Mixture of guys coming in. They got a lot of capable players. Freshman Nick Marsh. Who I kind of watched, grew up playing, and when I was playing high school football in Michigan. So it's good to see him progressing. They got great skill position, great running backs. And it's going to be a challenge, and we're just going to have to do our job to the best of our abilities and just play tough, smart, physical Iowa football.
John's a pretty dynamic athlete back there. What impressed you about him?
I just think his ability to just make a guy miss. He can throw the ball pretty well, and I just think he's a good quarterback. He does a lot of turnovers and things like that. But from the film, sometimes it's not entirely his fault. There's some other things that factor into that.
How important is it to remain your keys? Because it seems like when a play breaks down, he's not afraid to try to make something out of nothing and kind of let it fly down.
Yeah, it's important. I think something that I got to focus on in practice for myself is just making sure, you stay with your man in scramble drill and know that, he has the ability to extend the play. And, you just got to take that with a grain of salt. I know you may have to cover for a little bit longer.
What was emphasized about? You guys had a really strong defensive performance, but I think the first couple of drives, maybe some sloppy tackling. Is that something that's kind of been you guys been kind of keying in on this week? Is kind of clean that up a little bit?
Yeah. No, I definitely think that Coach Parker and Coach Walsh, they've been on pretty hard on us, especially this week, of just making sure we got 11 guys to the ball every single time, just to kind of make sure we swarm tackle and make sure even if one guy misses that there's a second, third, fourth guy to come in and clean it up.
You mentioned he turns it over a good amount. Childs does.
Mm-hmm.
Are there some tendencies you've noticed there that you guys are going to try to exploit?
I think some things, at least that I've noticed, kind of just ball security. I think I've noticed that from all the skill position players. So I think that's just some things that we can kind of focusing on, putting a hat on the ball, maybe trying to get a few punches out, punching the ball out, things like that. But I think those are things that, our coaching staff, they kind of build into our practice to help us get better. It's kind of like a fundamental thing that we've been working at and just trying to continue to keep doing.
When you go up against a quarterback like that, he's different from a lot of Big Ten quarterbacks. It's not like he's high completion percentage, short and medium throws. He'll make great throws and some interception. Does your approach change at all?
No, my approach doesn't change at all. I kind of respect each quarterback the same. I think with him, obviously, you got to respect his ability to run, because he's very dynamic, can run like a running back as well. But, I respect him the same way I would respect, the Ohio State quarterback. I could put him in the same category.
Do you feel in general the defensive back room has grown over the last few weeks? I think that was something Jamari was emphasizing last week. It was like the big plays have gone down. Do you feel that way as well?
Yeah, no, I think that we're starting to gel together and starting to, obviously it's still a little difficult sometimes with chemistry, me and X rotating and things like that. But I think that, we're finally, it's a defense starting to come together and really gel together. And I'm excited to see what this second half of the season entails.
Speaking of that, I see Zach's out here. The defensive back room, I feel like more than any other room, is the one with the most switches. And, it's deep, but I feel like from my perspective, it could be a bit of a double-edged sword where you don't necessarily have the most chemistry among the 4 or 5 guys who are back there. How do you kind of contend with that?
Yeah, no, I think it just comes down to watching film together, practicing hard together, and really just being on the same page. I think it just starts with making sure that we're all aligned, and we're just playing the same call. Whether we're playing some sort of man concept or just basic cover 2. We just all got to be on the same page, and I think when we're all on the same page, we're executing at a high level, and that's just what it's all about, is making sure we're all on the same page. But I think it's good, allowing guys like Zach, myself, to all get, reps and on-game experience, because, we're going to eventually be the future of the program, so it's exciting.
You guys as a defense did a lot amazing things last year, but turnovers forced really wasn't the strong suit, maybe compared to some other Iowa defenses. You guys have really done a good job of turning over the other team. I guess what's been sort of maybe the 2 or 3 components that's kind of allowed you guys to get back to where you want to as far as turnovers?
Yeah, I think, the biggest thing is, we started doing like a turnover circuit, at the start of practice to kind of just help us hone in on just the fundamentals. I think that's something that KF, that's really his thing, is just being brilliant at the basics and honing in on your fundamentals. And I think that's something that obviously our amazing defensive staff has pretty much told us to do, is just focusing on the fundamentals. And I think, us just hammering at the basics every single day, it just becomes second nature when we're out there.
I remember